Today on the TMZ Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the TMZ Podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton, and joining me today is MVP of the TMZ Christmas Party, Serenity Glanton. How are you, Serenity?
I'm good. That's funny, the MVP. How are you?
I'm good. Did you enjoy yourself the other night?
I did. I wish you remembered.
I know, I asked Serenity if she went to the party just before, and she goes, yeah, we got videos together.
We do. I'll show them to you after.
Oh, my bad. It was a good night. Maybe I was MVP.
It was great. There could be two, I think.
Okay, we'll both join.
You for Australia, me for America.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm down. I'm down to share the award with you. Okay. Stories today. Kendall Jenner, back on the market. Demi Lovato, off the market. We'll talk to you about their situations. Bad news for fans of the Amanda Bynes podcast. One episode is all you'll get. She has officially cancelled the show, and we'll talk about why. President Biden had a scary little accident last night when a car plowed into an SUV in his motorcade. Yeah, it's surprising that someone could come this close to the president, and this. I was shocked to hear that he came so close.
I kind of feel bad for the guy. Because, imagine you just, accidentally, look down on your phone, you hit a car, you look up, and it's the president.
Yeah, I know. What bad luck.
That's really bad luck. And then he's just and then Biden is so old. The videos of him, getting in the car, they're like, oh, he was rushed into the car, but he's so old, he literally, slithers inside of the car.
I know.
God.
But to begin with, let's talk about Fantasia. Fantasia, the actress, the singer, she from American Idol. I believe that's where she got her start. She's also coming out in The Color Purple, the lead in The Color Purple very soon. Well, she had an interesting weekend. She took her 12-year-old son and a group of his friends, maybe 5 of his friends, to an Airbnb to celebrate his birthday. And apparently they were causing noise complaints. Apparently the boys were too loud, or something happened where the host of the Airbnb that she was staying at tried to kick her out at midnight and eventually got her out at 6 or 7 a.m. the next morning. Let's listen to some of what Fantasia had to say about the incident.
The neighbors, I don't know if this is a color thing, and I don't want to feel like it, but my heart is completely broken. That they didn't call and say hey, this is a warning, maybe you guys are too loud. My husband put the fire pit on and we went outside and told scary stories. Now you probably heard maybe 1 or 2 screams, but the kids were in the bed by 9 o'clock. It felt like a black thing.
So it's hard to know what the reality is, if they were racially profiled or if it was kind of just like an Airbnb host who was too strict. What do you think?
Honestly, unfortunately, I think we just live in a space where even if that is not the case, it has to be thought about. So it's kind of hard to make that assumption, but at the same time, it very much could be that. She said they were doing a sip and paint with hot chocolate. That's not very loud and
rowdy. They're 12-year-old boys, so they probably cause a bit of noise.
Right.
They, were watching a movie, they were listening to scary stories. There would have been a bit of noise, but you get an Airbnb because you want to have a fun weekend, basically.
And she also said that she did not. She didn't have anybody there that wasn't supposed to be there. She had listed, how when you do an Airbnb, it's how many guests. She said there was nobody there extra.
Yeah.
So I just feel we should just abolish Airbnb at this point because they are doing too much.
Are they?
Yes.
What else are they doing?
Between this thing, first of all, you shouldn't be able to kick anybody out at 12 a.m. Luckily, granted, let's say they got her out, right? She has money. She can afford to get somewhere else. She can afford to get a hotel or whatever. A regular person, if you kick them out at 12 a.m., you're ruining their entire trip. What are they supposed to do? You shouldn't even be able to do that.
Right.
On top of that, we have the cleaning fees. We have all these other things. Abolish Airbnb.
Oh, you want to abolish Airbnb because
yes,
of the fees?
we need to go back. We need to go back to hotels. You get your fresh sheets every day. You need a towel. You just call them up.
I like to live in someone's home a little bit.
It's nice, but it's getting to a point where it's not worth it. You're charging me up the wazoo for things that. Why am I paying $400 for a cleaning fee? And at the end of the day, you want me to strip the sheets. You want me to load the dishwasher. You want me to clean the counter. You want me to put the towels in this. I get it, but some people are like, oh, we have another family coming tonight, so do this. That's not my problem.
Right.
Maybe
right.
you should give yourself enough time to allocate for your next guest.
Look, yeah, they definitely have issues and people are not happy with various parts of their policy. But, Fantasia, she is obviously super upset that she felt like she was following the rules. She even on Instagram listed some of the rules saying that they never told her that they weren't allowed company over, that in fact there's a games room. And they say the games room is perfect for having a party. And
obviously, you guys have parties here.
Yeah, but they market this house as somewhere where you're going to entertain people. And then when you entertain, 5 or 6 12-year-old boys, that's when they try to kick you out at midnight. Racial profiling or not, it sucks.
Right.
It sucks. I don't know if Airbnb has actually responded to her, but it's just a generic response saying, hey, Fantasia, Airbnb does not condone discrimination in any way. You can view our non-discrimination policy here. Please send us a DM with the email address you're booking. So I guess they're looking into it. Maybe a free night stay. Maybe they'll put $200 on a voucher.
Probably not. I feel like these companies have set statements and they're like, oh, let's click on this one. Discrimination. Boom.
Right.
They don't even think about it. They're like, oh, she's a big person. Let's just drop this half.
But she's coming back to relevancy now because she's the lead in Color Purple.
Honestly,
so it's
she was never out of relevancy. You play When I See You at a party.
Oh, really? She was
with a bunch of black people.
Oh, really?
She's been relevant, Charlie.
Is that right? I haven't heard her name.
Yeah,
I haven't heard her name in a while. The only Fantasia I've heard recently is that Mickey Mouse movie.
Well, you need to study and you need to go listen to When I See You. Okay.
Okay.
You'll be hooked.
Okay, that's good. That's good homework for me tonight. But yeah. Shitty situation.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be pleased if I was Airbnb because this is bad for business for them.
Right.
But this woman who might win an Oscar, for this Color Purple, she's gonna be A grade again.
Right.
Am I allowed to say she's gonna be A grade again?
Yeah.
Okay, she's gonna be A grade again, and now you're messing with her. So not good for anyone involved.
Never.
Okay, on to our next story. Sad news alert. Kendall Jenner, Bad Bunny have reportedly split up. Did you see this coming?
I did. No, honestly, no, I didn't. I didn't necessarily have an opinion on how long their relationship was going to last, but I kind of like it.
You like the relationship? You like it ending?
No, I I kind of like them being together.
You like it?
Yes.
They're not together.
People feel like it's a weird combination, and I don't think it's a weird combination at all.
They don't speak each other's languages.
He speaks English, but
Does he?
also, he speaks enough English, but also that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Wouldn't you women have always had a thing for French and Italian men.
And Australian.
Because, sure. More so British, but that's
Oh, no.
We make fun of you guys more than anything.
That's
with
true.
the Arnars and but it's he's the biggest, he's one of the biggest artists in the world and she's the biggest supermodel in the world. So it's not that
That's why I always thought it was a business decision. That's what I thought that her dating him was good for her to get popular down, South America, wherever. Him dating her, great to bring him to America, make him a big star over here. And I think they probably pulled it off over the course of this year, and now there's no need to pretend anymore.
I feel like if they pulled it off, it's more so to his benefit. I feel like people might have been ooh, he's dating Kendall. People that didn't.
That's because we live in America.
Right.
But if you live in South America, you would say, ooh, look
Not
who Bad
really,
Bunny's
though.
with now.
Not really though, because on Twitter, people were kind of upset that he was dating her because, they have, she's oh, or they're she has a tequila brand and it's appropriation and the Kardashians and all this stuff. So, the Latin community, they were not happy about this. So they're praising right now. But I feel like more of her audience started messing with him.
Right. I mean, this was one of those couples that I never really thought, you're in love. I get that what you're saying about how they're so different that it's kind of sexy to mysterious. But then when you have a relationship like that, it usually doesn't last that long because when the mystery dies down and then you're like, oh, you're just you and I'm not into you,
Yeah. And, she typically goes for basketball players. So maybe the music thing wasn't working for her.
Yes.
I like my basketball player.
She's going to go back now.
Hopefully
Hopefully
for her.
Entertainment Tonight actually reported that the two have been doing their own thing for a while and things have started to fizzle out between them. They haven't been pictured together since October. They got together at the start of the year, but They never even went Instagram official. So
They
I mean,
didn't, and then I feel like...
isn't that the rule? You got to go Instagram official if you want us to...
No, because Kendall is actually normally pretty private. Like, even when she was with Devin Booker for a while, she didn't really post him often. Like, she would post maybe like a photo on the story with a heart on his birthday. Like, it wasn't like super loud. And her and Kylie have spoken about how seeing Courtney, Kim, and Khloe go through such public relationships and them failing, they're a lot more private with their relationships.
Yeah, makes sense.
So they don't really post them like that anyway, but they were together for a while before they did was it Gucci campaign?
Oh, they got a couples campaign together.
Yeah.
What's Gucci must be thinking now? We paid you guys millions and now you broke up.
And it was like toward the end too.
It was like
they
a
were
few weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah, it was toward the end.
They got their Gucci money and then they got out.
Yeah. It's a cute campaign though. And you know, how many other campaigns do we have with former couples? Like,
I mean, maybe it's good for the campaign that this happened because it makes you look at the photos again and like, oh, that is a nice bag.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what? I wasn't even looking at the bag before. I was looking at the couple, but now
I'm looking at the bag.
I'm looking at the bag.
But happy news alert. Demi Lovato, she's engaged. She's been dating this guy, Jordan Lutz, for a year. He goes by Jutes. So yeah, they're engaged. He got her a huge ring. Apparently it was a personal, intimate proposal. They met on like one of her music video clips back in the day, her song called Substance.
Very fun.
And now they fall in love. They've been dating a bit. Now they're engaged.
I love this for her.
Yeah.
I'm a Demi stan.
Oh, really?
Fun fact, I love Demi Lovato.
Whatever the opposite of stan is for Demi, that is what I am.
Really?
So I'm glad
I
we got
love
this.
Demi Lovato. Like,
Why?
I mean, I grew up with her on like Camp Rock, Sunny with a Chance, Princess Protection Program, you know, different,
any
so
of those.
random, all these little things. And then I just like her music. Yeah.
Some of her music's okay.
I'm a fan.
I find her annoying.
When I was in last September, I went to her concert for the first time. It was great. I went by myself and like
You went by yourself to a
I go
Demi
to concerts.
Lovato?
I go by myself to concerts all the time. I went to Beyonce concert by myself.
No, but you went to a Demi Lovato concert by yourself?
Yeah.
Serenity, that's sad.
And it was actually kind of insane. Like, I've been to a lot of concerts. I'm a concert girl, and I've never, like, when she played Skyscraper, the way that the room, like, lit up and she stopped singing, and I've never heard, like, a crowd sing, like,
I don't even know what you're talking
like
about.
that. You don't know the song Skyscraper?
Of course not.
Oh, wow.
I just find her annoying. She's such an attention seeker. Either she's like telling you that the frozen yogurt needs to be properly labeled, or she's saying like, I'm a they. No, I'm not a they. Like, she's like, I feel like a lot of the things she does is for optics and attention. And I think this is for, I mean, until proven otherwise, I think this is for attention too.
I think a lot. Oh, no.
I just don't buy what she's selling. And it's kind of like Boy Who Cried Wolf.
Why,
Because
she was engaged before?
No, I feel like she's done so many things that are just like, chill, Demi. Like, that is clearly just an attention grab. That now if she does something real, that it makes me double think
feel
it.
that. Well, on her last album, there's a song that she wrote for him. Like, it's called Forever for Me. And the first time I heard it, like, I'm not like one of those people that like cry when they're like listening to music.
But you cried.
But like, I didn't cry, but it was like, my eyes watered up a little bit. Like, it was a really nice song about like him.
You're sappier than I thought you were.
Everybody says this, you know? I think
didn't realize.
Everybody says this. If I had $1 for every time somebody told me that I'm sappier than they thought, I'd be rich.
But I see you going hard at the TMZ Christmas party, like not a care, and then you're like, I cried at Demi Lovato.
Okay.
I didn't expect that. That's bizarre.
Oh, well, you know, you got to get to know people.
All right, well, good luck with you, Deb. I bet you she'll be in like a black wedding dress.
And this ring is nicer than her last one, so
that matters.
means
That
something.
matters. All right. I'm sorry to inform you that the Amanda Bynes podcast is no more. After just one episode, her and her co-host, this guy called Paul Saminsky, they did one episode with a LA-based tattoo artist, Dahlia Moth. They interviewed her for 26 minutes, and it was a terrible interview. If you ask me, I mean, that's just my opinion. My opinion is it absolutely sucked, and I'm not surprised it's off the air. But anyway, after the first episode came out, she thought it got a great response, but she's since posted to social media a video saying, I'm sorry, guys, but it's over. Let's listen to some of what Amanda has to say.
So even though the podcast is doing really well and the response has been great, I am going to take a pause on it for now. We are not able to get the type of guests that I'd like on the show, like say Jack Harlow or Drake or Post Malone. So maybe one day if we're able to get those types of guests on the show, we will resume the podcast. But for now, I'm taking a pause on it. Thank you everyone who watched. I really hope you enjoyed it. And that is all for now.
Wow. So they can't get A-grade celebrities to come on the Amanda Bynes podcast. Does that surprise you?
A little bit.
It
yes
surprises
and no.
you?
Yes and no.
It surprises you that Post Malone won't go on the Amanda Bynes?
Maybe not Post Malone, but like Jack Harlow. Like, why not?
He's big.
I know, but wouldn't I feel like, okay, Jack Harlow, I feel like in age, Jack Harlow would be like the closest. I'm sure he grew up watching the Amanda Show or something. If I got a phone, first of all, I went to college with Amanda Bynes.
Oh, really?
Fun fact, I did.
Did you have any classes with her?
I didn't. So all of my friends, she was in like more of the business side and
Okay.
I was more of like the design side. But my friends had class with her and I didn't see her until literally the day she graduated. I was like,
What was she reasonably sort of normal
everybody
and
said
well adjusted?
she was really nice and she
Okay.
acted like a normal
That's great.
human being. Like she wasn't like, you know, I'm Amanda Bynes. You
Right.
know? But I feel like Jack Harlow probably grew up, you know, watching the Amanda Show or certain things like that. And that would be like a cool cultural thing. Like, it's Amanda Bynes.
She obviously hoped so. She obviously hoped that she's a big enough name that she could attract other big names. But
then
clearly
also,
not.
But then also, like, why did she think she was going to go from Dahlia Moth to Post Malone? Like,
is this Dahlia Moth anyone?
I don't know who.
I've got no idea who that is. Sorry, Dahlia, if you're listening.
I don't know who that
But I mean, like, this is the TMZ podcast. TMZ is a pretty big brand. We couldn't get any of those three to
That's
come on our
true.
podcast.
That's also a good
And also, if you guys are listening, we'll have you on.
Hey,
But
Demi.
but the answer's always gonna be no. Like, people just don't do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I don't know why she's surprised.
No, I don't understand why she's surprised, but I am kind of shocked that, like, somebody wouldn't do it. Just for, like, shits and giggles. Like, why not?
Somebody.
You know?
But she should aim a little
And
lower.
also, Jack Harlow is like a little bit of a troll. He's like a funny guy as well. So I feel like he would do it just because, like,
But there's a lot of like air between, you know, Dahlia Moth and then Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of space. Like, why don't you build your
build
way
yourself
up
Yeah.
and slowly get, you know,
And it's one episode.
right.
Like, you
They've
can
done
start
one
with Dahlia
episode.
Moth, then you go to maybe like a reality
Yes.
star.
Get
like
someone
a
from The Bachelor
low-
next.
Yeah, like someone's on,
Totally.
and then maybe go up to like Vanderpump.
Vanderpump Rules
And
next.
then maybe go up to like a singer, and then
Singer who was on American Idol like years ago. Yes, I could do it.
Yeah,
And eventually
know?
you can get your. It's like that one red paperclip thing.
Yeah, but like the
trade,
fact that she thought she was
up.
gonna go from A to Z.
Yeah, her expectations were
Drake
just.
is Drake and Post Malone.
Yeah,
is
she
not-
wanted Drake. You wanted Drake to be on your podcast? No, but actually, since she posted this saying no more podcast, I listened to the podcast. I almost want more. It's almost like Firefest podcast. Like,
Yeah.
it's so bad, it's good.
But then also, it's like, is this gonna get better?
No,
Or is-
but you kind of don't want it to get better. It's kind of.
'Cause
I enjoyed it for how bad it was. Okay, on to our final story. President Biden's motorcade was rammed by a driver. It's such a strange incident. I've never heard about it. President's motorcade, like a
Yeah.
driver getting so close to the president that he came, you know, within meters, feet of danger. Let's listen to some of. He was giving an interview at the time. He had just left a venue and was giving an interview to a reporter, and then you hear a big bang, and the security ushers him into the awaiting SUV. So let's listen to some of that sound now.
Mr. President, why are you losing to Trump in the polls?
It's sad for Biden that that question is going to be the question that goes viral now, and everyone's going to go, "Oh, he's losing the polls, is he?" You know what I mean? Because
that's
then-
exactly what I said when I watched it. I was like, oh, is he?
Yeah, I know. That's kind of the takeaway. It's sad that she didn't ask, like, what did you have for dinner? Like, that would have been a better thing then at Ramsden. But then you should look at the video, if you can as well, online, because the police then go over, obviously, straight away to this driver.
He's like, oh my God.
He's like, what did I do? He's just in a normal car, being questioned by police. His hands are up.
This is such bad luck.
It just seems like a freak accident.
For sure.
But it makes you think that, like, if someone can get with their car this close to the president, like, how is that even possible? It feels like a movie.
And it's kind of concerning because
Yeah.
he was on the street. Like, let's say this dude was like trying to assassinate him. He probably would have been able to do it.
Right.
Like, that's kind of crazy to think of.
It's
But
crazy.
he was very close.
He was very
And
close.
they literally stood there for a few seconds before they moved him. And then, they did have the 5 seconds that he slithered into the car.
I know he doesn't move that fast either. So it's just like nothing bad happened, crisis averted, but if this happened in a different way, or if someone had the intentionality to get
It would
to
have
him,
happened.
it
would have happened.
So that's just scary. That's why I think this is a big story. And he's losing in the polls.
Yeah, that's concerning.
That is concerning.
But honestly, I don't know. Like, it's all concerning.
Yeah, I know.
This is this country.
At least we have the TMZ podcast.
At least we have the TMZ
one bright spot
podcast.
Well, thank you very much for joining me, Serenity.
Thanks for having me.
Are you going to do tours now? You're
I have a
guide.
tour later.
You got
I
a
do
tour
have
later?
The 11:30.
Oh.
Be in Hollywood, folks.
Oh, don't sound so excited, Serenity.
Wait.
Love the tour.
I'm excited. Everybody's getting a hat right now. Santa.
Everyone's getting a Christmas hat?
Yes.
Oh, if you needed any more incentive, there it is.
And it says TMZ Tours on it, so you can rock that in your living room on Christmas.
Or you can use it to just wipe up a mess in the kitchen.
That too.
Yeah.
Because it'll probably be on the counter next to the sink.
Yes. Okay, thanks, Serenity. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.